some of those would be nice.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Katie, and I am a third grade teacher in the state of Florida, and you guys are here for a day in my life. We are starting this video off at home this morning. Last week I did a week in my life vlog, and it was fine. It was long, and it was hard to get back into the swing of vlogging. And so this week we're just doing a day in my life with some timestamps so you can see a realistic day as a third grade teacher. Spring break is next week, so this week is crazy. So I figured a day in my life vlog was probably the best bet because later in the week we have house assemblies for our house meeting system. We have field day on Thursday, and we have an AR party on Friday to celebrate my students who made their AR goal, and we're just watching The Tale of Despero because we finished reading that read aloud this 9 weeks. And so I was like, you know what? Today is probably like my last, quote unquote, today and tomorrow are probably our last normal days of the 9 weeks. So I just figured, why not have you guys join me for a day in my life? I'm up nice and early this morning getting ready. I am going to treat myself and go to Dunkin' today to get a coffee. I have a gift card from a student. So I was like, that's a good idea. David's been getting up and making me espresso in the mornings so I can make my own lattes at home and take. If you've watched any of my recent vlogs, you've seen those. But he is on a day trip today for work. He had to go out of town for a meeting just for the day. And so he left at like 4 a.m. this morning. So he's not here to make my espresso, and I have a gift card. So I was like, why not? We'll go by Dunkin'. So I set my alarm for a little bit earlier because the Dunkin' is no longer on my commute like it used to be when I worked at my old school like 3 or 4 years ago. So I kind of have to go out of my way to get coffees in the morning if I'm going to get them, but that's okay. We're up nice and early. We're gonna get ready for the day, and then when we get to school, I'll kind of update you on what our day is going to look like at school.
For Katie. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you All right, we made it to school. Dunkin' is secured. I just got a medium iced latte with brown sugar. I'm putting it on my cute little coaster that I made for my girls' craft night a couple weeks. Isn't that cute? Little mosaic. I have another one on my desk. I'm just putting this one on my table for now. And we are ready to go. We're ready to get started. I think I mentioned this earlier as we were getting ready, but it is Tuesday. I'm gonna try to use my mouse to pull up my slides and things while we're talking. It's Tuesday and it is March the 4th. Please don't make me sign in to OneDrive again. Thank you. It's a pretty normal day except for special area today. We're gonna have our regular morning routine except for our morning routine. This week, instead of doing morning work, I'm reading across the regions for Read Across America week because this week is Read Across America. We're not going like super all out. I know a lot of schools do like a theme for every day and a dress up for every day, but in the state of Florida, we have a literacy week and we kind of go all out for literacy week, which is in January. It's like Florida's literacy week. So this week is a little bit more low key, Read Across America. But I'm still doing a really fun activity by Novel Effect. If you do not have the Novel Effect app, let me tell you, you need to get the Novel Effect app to use sound effects and soundscapes for your read alouds. Not sponsored, have been sponsored before by Novel Effect, but this is not. This is just my honest opinion. It's the best. My kids love when there's sound effects to their read alouds. And so every day this week, we're reading a read aloud from an author from a specific region of the United States, which is perfect because it ties into what we're doing in social studies. I don't know if I clicked enable content for that or if I clicked the X. I hope I clicked enable content. Anyways, because we are, what am I trying to say here? We're working on the regions in social studies as well. So it's kind of a perfect tie-in to wrap up what we've been doing in social studies, in addition to getting some fun read alouds in. So I told them this week we don't have any warm-up questions. Even though I love the warm-up questions that we've been using, we're not gonna have them this week because we're just gonna take some time to read in the morning. So when they come in, they get some free reading time, and then I'm kicking off both of my blocks with a read aloud. And today's read aloud is Extra Yarn by Mac Bennett and illustrated by John Klassen. Yesterday we read Nerdy Birdie by, I believe it was Aaron Desser? And we also read I Want My Hat Back, which is also John Klassen. So those were good. Those were from the Southwest. Today we're reading Extra Yarn, which is from the West. I think they're really gonna like it. And the illustrator is the same. We have John Klassen illustrations. So it ties in with the one we read yesterday with I Want My Hat Back. Let me grab like a map, or I'll just show you. I'll get up and show you. So here's what the Read Across America map looks like from Novel Effect. And then you can see we glued Nerdy Birdie in. I also need to glue in I Want My Hat Back here. Then we're gonna come to the West and we'll be doing Extra Yarn today. So there's like little cutouts that they have provided of all of the book titles, and all of them have soundscapes on the Novel Effect app. All right, since I'm standing, I will continue standing. But we're gonna do that in the morning. Then I have my block 1. The only thing that's different about today is my planning period is going to be different because we are going to the musical. They are doing Frozen Kids. I went and saw it last night at their like opening night performance, and it was precious, adorable, all the things. It was so cute. And so today they're performing twice for the whole school, which means some of my kiddos won't be in my first block because they're performing in the musical, but that's fine. It's gonna be so fun to get to go see them. And my students that I saw last night who were in it were just beaming. They were so proud of all of their hard work. And I was so proud of them too, because they've done lots of after school rehearsals and practices for this musical. So that's during my planning time today. I don't think it'll take up my whole planning time. It might take up my whole planning time, but it's worth it. So I'm here. That's another reason why I got up really early, and I'm here really early. It's because I'm trying to make sure I have everything ready to go, since I won't really technically have my formal planning time today, and that is okay. All right, I think I have my slides ready enough that I can show you what they look like real quick so you can get a taste of what we're doing in whole group. Okay, here's what our slides look like today. We're starting Unit 3, Week 3. Dang, that font is huge up at the top. I've loved doing these bubbles with Today I Am and So That I Can as achievable goals for my students. I've just added that lately, and I think that's been good. So like today I am finding the theme of fiction texts so that I can compare how 2 different stories teach a lesson. And that's our goal for this week, is can we find the theme, and then can we compare and contrast two themes or two stories with a similar theme. So our agenda is grammar, vocabulary, we're reviewing historical fiction still. We're gonna do our read aloud and identify theme. We've got top score for our prepositions. I'm doing a Schoolhouse Rock video. I did one on the Bazillions preposition song last week, and it was really good. This one has really good prepositional phrases, so I think they'll enjoy that. Then we're going to do a little bit of highlighting. Oh no, my highlights are gone. I'm gonna have to add that back. I had each of these words highlighted to show what we were highlighting it with our rainbow highlighters, because I want them to find the preposition, the object of the preposition, and the modifiers. Then we've got, anyways, I'll go do that in a minute. Next, we've got our vocabulary for today. They're gonna be stinking obsessed because I put soccer players in here, and I have some boys who are just obsessed with soccer, so they're gonna be so excited about that. We're gonna review historical fiction. I probably need to highlight where it says theme right here, because that's what we're focusing on this week. This is the read aloud we're doing. I got this from the public library this week, and it was so cute. It's got a theme of generosity, which I really loved. And then we're going to review identifying theme. This is how I taught it in the fall. So I showed an example of a sentence that shares what something's mostly about, and then a sentence that talks about theme, and showed how those two things are different. Then if these were the hand motions I used in the fall. If it's mostly about, they open up a book like they're reading a book. If it's a theme, I call it a thumbs up theme. So I'm going to pop a sentence up on the board. Cousin Shelly and Aunt Sue went to the grocery store to buy more chips. That would be a mostly about. Sometimes being kind is more important than being right. That's a theme. And so we'll talk about why. They show me with their hand sign which one they think it is and why, just to review. And then we're going to go over what is the theme of, oh, I need to change that. Let me do that now, because I changed the story. There we go. All right, and then we will write a theme statement. Oh, look, I didn't change that either. This was the text I used last year, so let me get that swapped out for this one. Glad I checked. See, it's always good to go over things. All right, and we'll write a sentence that says what the theme is there, and I believe that's all we've got for day one. Yay, that's it. All right, so that's what we're doing in a nutshell today. It's gonna be a busy lesson, lots of things to do. Another thing I wanted to show you is David and I went to the public library this weekend, mostly so I could get that book that I wanted to use as a read aloud. Pause for coffee. But they have like a sale rack section where they sell just older books, and I found some gems in this sale rack. I was like, I'm not gonna get anything. It's fine, I have lots of books. I ended up getting books, but they were good deals. So this is a 50-cent I Can Draw Animals book. I have one in my stem bin already, but I thought, how cute, I can add this one and just have another drawing book in my stem bin. I also have an origami book in my stem bin already, but this is another origami book, and I thought that one was really good. And it's always good to have options for the kiddos. And it was 50 cents, so I'm gonna add that to my stem bin. This I got from one of my friends. She gave it to me because they weren't gonna use it, and so I'll probably put this in the stem bin as well. That one was not from the library. 50 cents for Elephant and Piggy. We are in a book. So cute. How can you say no to Elephant and Piggy for 50 cents? Drum Dream Girl, 50 cents. And I remember like looking at this one in some kind of lesson plan or something that I was planning to do. So when I saw the title, I was like, I've read that one before. And I remember like thinking that would be a good one to have. If You Give a Mouse a Cookie, hardback. It doesn't have the sleeve in the front, but it's a hardback, and it was 50 cents. I mean, come on. And then these I was really excited for. I got Wood Song by Gary Paulson. It's a great chapter book. He's the author who wrote Hatchet. So I thought this one would be really good. I'd have some boys who might be interested in it. Again, 50 cents for this chapter book. Great deal. And then I'm most excited for 4th Grade Rats, because I read 3rd Grade Angels by Jerry Spinelli at the beginning of the year, and I finished the year with 4th Grade Rats. So this will be our final read aloud. I don't remember if I already have a copy of it or if I borrowed it from my friend. I think I borrowed it from my friend the last 2 years that I've read it. So to have my own copy is great. Even if I already have my own copy, I'll have to go look in a little bit. This one was 50 cents. So having 2 copies for 50 cents of a book that I know that I read aloud to my kids, plus a lot of them get excited at the beginning of the year when I read 3rd Grade Angels and they want to go ahead and read the sequel. So it's good to have a couple copies because books get lost, and that's okay. I've had to learn to let that go, that the books will just be used, and if they're being used, that's what they're there for, right? And if they get lost on accident, it happens. We'll have procedures in place, so hopefully that doesn't happen, but if it happens, it happens, and kids are reading books, and that's good. So I think that's all the updates for this fine Tuesday. That's what our day's gonna look like. I'm gonna spend the rest of my time grading tests that we took yesterday, documenting standards that were achieved and passed based on those tests. I need to finish my morning slides and then just kind of go back over my lesson for the day to make sure I really know what I'm doing. And yeah, that's it. Let's get the rest of this Tuesday started.
Cool. Yeah, some of those will be nice.
It is late Thursday afternoon. It's 4:30 currently. I need to change to get ready to go to the gym in a little bit, but we had a very busy day. The musical performance was wonderful. My lesson was great. I loved both of my read alouds today. The text, I think I showed the slides this morning. I barely remember what happened this morning, but I showed the text that we read, and it was a really sweet story. And they found the theme of being generous and sharing. And then we also read extra yarn for our novel effect story today, and they loved that. So it was fun to just get to read 2 books with them and share 2 books as a class together. I finished grading all my tests that I needed to grade. Not bad, because I didn't have planning today because I stayed and watched the play, and my students did such a great job, and it was just so wonderful. So that was nice. And then after school, we had a shower, a wedding shower for a coworker, hence the Coca-Cola. I need to not drink the rest of it, honestly. I needed like a mini can, but I was like, I just need something sweet. But I'm not usually a Coke person. I'm a Dr. Pepper girl through and through. And I have bounce in like an hour and 15 minutes. So I try not to eat or drink anything about an hour before I go to the gym, especially if I'm doing bounce, so I don't have to go to the bathroom over and over again. And just so it's settled. And so I've got like about 15 minutes to finish any of that I want. Anyways, was that TMI? That was probably TMI. And yeah, that's all I've got to say about that. It was successful. We had a great day. Tomorrow, we're supposed to be experiencing some weather in our area, so we're gonna have an hour delay, so that's fun news. So that cuts into my morning lesson, but I'll just have to finish it during our flex time tomorrow, which will be fine. Tomorrow's like the last normal day that we have of the 9 weeks. So, yep, that's all we got. So I'm just sitting here making sure everything's graded, that I have my ducks all in a row for that tomorrow to make sure I know what to teach, so I can just kind of come in and not have to worry about that in the morning. I'm just really rambling here, y'all. I'm really tired. Can you tell it's the week before spring break? I can tell it's the week before spring break. I'm kind of like dragging to the finish line here. It's not even the finish line yet. The finish line is still a full 9.5 weeks away. So we've got a while. Yet at the same time, I sit and I think, how are we already that close to the finish line? Like, how are we already almost into the last 9 weeks? It's gone by so fast and slow at the same time. I don't know, it's been wild. But that's about all I'm doing here. I'll probably wrap up with a couple of emails, or I actually need to walk down to the media center to see if something that I copied was copied. And I'll probably do that, come back, maybe laminate some things, change for the gym before I go to the gym. My class is at 5:45, and sometimes when I have the 5:45 class, I just stay and get stuff done, but I usually try to do that only one time a week. And today's my 1 day a week because tomorrow night I have a dinner, and so I'm going to an earlier gym class, and then Friday I always go to the 4:30 gym class. So this is my like 1 day a week that I'm staying in. I'm staying late because I don't have the gym till 5:45. But I'll pick you guys back up as I go to the gym and update you on my evening then. Let's go down to the media center and force ourselves to be a little bit more productive just because we can. All dressed and ready for the gym. I'm in like, I think this is the Crazy Yoga brand for the sports bra, the tank top, and the leggings. 10 out of 10 would recommend, and then my On Cloud shoes. So it is time to get in the car, load up my stuff, and get out of here. I got a good workout in. My makeup is looking rough, but it's time to go home, see David, and have some leftovers for dinner, y'all. My makeup looking so rough. I was in there sweating, and the sun was coming through the window in my face while I was trying to bounce. The struggle was real, but we pushed through on a Tuesday. Tuesdays are kind of hard because my last workout was Saturday because I don't go on Sunday, and then Monday nights I have Bible study. So Tuesday is like the first day in a couple days, which makes Tuesdays a little bit rough, but maybe tomorrow's bounce will be a little bit better. I put in as much effort as I could, which was pretty much full effort the whole time. And now I'm like really tired. So let's go home. Yeah.